I'm 94 years old. I have outlived my courage. I have outlived my fear. And I have outlived the man I could have been, if I hadn't been so terrified of everything. I'm sitting here in this chair, realizing I spent 70 years paralyzed by things that never happened. I was afraid of failure, afraid of rejection, afraid of what people would say, afraid of not being enough. And because of that fear, I did almost nothing worth remembering. Let me tell you something that will change everything if you actually hear it. Everything I was afraid of was a ghost. Every moment I wasted worrying was a theft from myself. Let me tell you about Rose. I met Rose when I was 25 years old. She worked at the local library. She had this laugh that made the whole room brighter. I went to that library every single week for 6 months. I'd pretend I was looking for books, but really, I was just trying to find the courage to talk to her. Every time I got close, this voice in my head would start, "You're not good enough." She'll say no. She'll laugh at you. So I waited. I waited until I got a promotion. I waited until I lost some weight. I waited until I felt ready. 8 months later, I went to the library and she was gone, transferred to another city. I never saw her again. 2 years ago, I found a book from that library. On the inside cover, in her handwriting, she had written, "For George, the nice man who comes every Saturday. I wish he'd talk to me someday." She was waiting for me too. I wasted a potential 60 years with the love of my life because I was too afraid of a no I probably never would have heard. In 1967, I had an idea for a business, a home appliance repair service. My wife told me to do it, but everyone else said it was too risky, so I didn't do it. I stayed in my safe job for 40 years. 3 years later, someone else started the exact same business and sold it 15 years later for $12 million. He wasn't smarter than me. He was just braver. Here's what I'm trying to tell you. You think you're being careful. You think you're protecting yourself, but you're not. You're imprisoning yourself. Fear is not keeping you safe. It's keeping you small. The things you're afraid of are almost never as bad as the cost of avoiding them. The conversation you're afraid to have, the silence is worse. The risk you're afraid to take, the regret is worse. The failure you're afraid of, the wondering is worse. My friend Tommy was the opposite of me. He was reckless. He failed at half of what he tried. But at his funeral, it took 3 hours for people to tell stories about him. They talked about adventures and crazy ideas. At my funeral, what are they going to say? George showed up on time. George followed the rules. That's not a life. That's a resume for a robot. So here is the strategy. Number 1, face the fear before it's too late. You're not going to wake up braver tomorrow. You're just going to wake up older. Do it now. Do it scared. Do it badly, but do it. Number 2, realize nobody's watching. You think everyone's judging you. They don't care. They're too busy worrying about their own lives. Let it go. Look foolish. Get back up. Number 3, do the math on regret. Imagine you're 90 years old, sitting in a chair like I am. Which would hurt more, the pain of trying and failing, or the pain of never knowing? Failure hurts for a moment. Regret hurts forever. I'm 94 years old. My hands shake. My knees don't work. But you still have time. Stop wasting it being afraid of ghosts. The monster under the bed isn't real. You won't survive the regret of never trying. The clock is ticking. That sound you hear is not just time passing, it's opportunities dying. Do the thing. Have the conversation. Take the leap. Don't let your fear write your story. Be brave, be foolish, be alive before it's too late.